We summed up the x's. We've already summed up all the y's. Now we're going to sum up the xy's. In order to sum up the xy, you have to multiply x times y. So this is 9, this is 20, this is 20.
10.
Oh, that's 10. I knew that. Just checking to see who's paying attention. 22. I think that's 36. I think that's 39. I think that is 28, 56. 56. Uh-oh. 5 times 19. I bet that's 95. I can do that in my head. 6 times 17. Who can do that in their head? 42, 102. 102. 7 times 21, 147. 8 times 24, 160, 184. And now I'm going to sum all those things up and put that answer right there. Do you guys understand what I did there? I just multiplied this times this, the x's times the y. And now I'm going to put the sum of those x's times the y, times the y's down here, and I get 708. 708. Now I'm going to put x squared goes here. X squared goes here. So this is good. So this is x, this is y. 1, 1, 4, 9, 9, 16, 20, 5, 36. Did I say that right? 40, 64. Uh-oh. Then I'm going to sum all those up and put that right there. So I'm going to sum all those up. And when I do that, so that you don't have to do that, I get 214. 214. Okay? Hello. Are you right here, Catalina? New seats. All right. And you can have one of these. We're kind of computing a correlation coefficient by hand right now. And then I'm going to sum up all the y squared. First I have to find the y squared. 81, 100, 121, 144, 169. Uh-oh. I don't know what 14 squared is. Is that 196? 196. I have no idea what 19 squared is. Something that ends in 1. Or no. Does it? 19 squared is 361. 361. 17 squared is 289. 289. 21 squared is 400 and something. 441. 441. And then 576. And then I'm going to sum all those numbers up. And those go right here. 2, 2, 4, 7, 8. And now I take all that stuff and I plug into this lovely formula right over here to find the correlation coefficient, which is R, which is basically how well does this data fit a line. So the sum of the xy's, where's the sum of the xy's? 708. So we're going to do this 708 minus the sum of the x's times the sum of the y's. 40 times 150. 40 times 150 divided by n. What's n in this case? What's n? How many things do I have? What's n? Come on, how many items? 10. 10 goes there. Okay? And I'm going to take that mess and I'm going to divide it by this mess. Okay? The square root of the sum of the x squared. So what's the sum of the x squared? 204. So in parentheses you're going to have 214 minus. So this is kind of tricky. You have to take the sum of the x's squared. So what that means is you take the sum of the x's and you square it. What's 40 times 40? 1,600. So this is 1,600. You guys understand where that came from? It's not sum of the x squared. It's not 214. It's sum of the x's squared. That's 1,600 again divided by 10. Okay? Times you take the sum of the y squareds, which is, we already have that somewhere, 2,402,478 minus, minus the sum of the y's squared. So I have to take the sum of the y's, which is 150, and I have to square that. What's 15 squared? What's 225. So I'm going to add 2 zeros to that. See how I kind of did that in my head? 25, right? I'm taking 150, so I take 225, add 2 zeros to that. Okay? And then I am, divide that by 10. Okay? And now, I'm going to plug all this into my calculator and see if I can get it. You guys want to try? See what you get? No? Let's simplify, okay? So you get R equals 7/8. I can do this by in my head. On the top, I'm going to get 708. What's 4 divided by 10? 40 divided by 10. 4. What's 4 times 150? 600, right? What's 708 minus 600? 108. So on the top, you just have plain old 108. You understand what I just did there? Okay? On the top, I have plain old 108. On the bottom, I have the square root of, I'm going to simplify this a little bit first. 214 minus 1600 divided by 10. What's 1600 divided by 10? 160. What's 214 minus 160? Can you do that in there? 214 is that 214 is that 54? 64. 54. So you get 54. This parentheses turns into 54, and this parentheses turns into, this goes away. I can cross out 1 0. So I get 2478 minus, who could do that on a calculator for me? 2478 minus 2250. Could someone do that? 228. Good. Thank you, Danielle. So far, I mushed it down to this. You with me? There? Okay. It's a long process. That's why your calculator will do it. So R is equal to, we're almost there. Okay. Can you multiply those two numbers for me together, Danielle? How much? 12,300. 12,312. Okay. Can you take the square root of that bottom for me? Second square root. So if you did have a calculator, you should have a calculator. Where's my other calculator? TI Connect. I don't want that one. All programs. I want the calculator that looks like yours. TI Tools. TI Tools? TI, is this the one I want?
It's
This one.
110.9.
It's how much?
110.9.
110.9. Okay. And now I'm going to, so she took the square root of that, and she got that. And now I'm going to divide 100.
It's 108.
What?
It says up there 108.
Oh, sorry. 108. Okay. And now I'm going to take 108. 108. And I'm going to divide it by 110.9. And I get 0.973. Whoa! What does that tell you about the correlation between study times and short-term memory score? Strong, positive or negative? Positive. So we just computed the RDOT. Do you have to do that every single time? No. No, it's a huge pain in the neck, right? But just, I kind of wanted to show you that so you know where it comes from, okay? What? Yeah, but you'll be able to use a calculator to find the correlation. Okay? So we found a correlation coefficient R of 0.973, which means there's a strong positive correlation between that. Okay? So now, moving on, we're going to, hello. questions, I gotta pause for station identification. Hold on. Someone needs me out there. Okay? So correlation does not imply causation. For example, there's a strong correlation between shoe size and vocabulary size for elementary school age children. Clearly, large shoe size does not cause larger vocabulary. Well, why would shoe size and vocabulary go up at the same way? Why would both go up at the same time? Why would shoe size and vocabulary size? If you wear bigger shoes, do you have better vocabulary? Right, okay, so the hidden working variable there, right? If you're older, you probably have a bigger shoe size. If you're older, you probably have a better vocabulary, correct? Right? At some point that would, but that's what that means, right? So just because something correlates does not mean that one thing causes the other thing, okay? So, oh, that's down here, right? How do I get rid of this thing? What is probably, what does it say? How do I get rid of this thing? Go away. Can't get rid of that? What is probably causing both the larger shoe size and older kids are getting older, right? Okay, we're going to pause. I'm going to give you packet, the next packet. Where's my pause key? Okay, I'm recording. What you should have just graphed, okay? This is the short-term memory test graph that you just graphed. And the equation of the regression line, it looks just like y equals mx plus b, except they put the b first for reasons that you don't have to worry about, okay? This is the formula for how they come up with the regression line. I am not going to we're not going to do this by hand, okay? We did R by hand because it was just a good experience, but it's kind of complicated. And we figured all this stuff out, right, before, and you can figure this all out, but I'm going to show you how to do it, how to find it on your calculator, the regression line. Does everyone have a calculator? Oh, good. If you have a first I'll show you on this cool website that we found. So if you go to here, and you go to this link on my Schoology, you have to go to Schoology and you have to hit, go to this thing called Statistics Calculator. Okay? And for some reason, weird advertisements come up when I do it. Nothing when I do it at home, I kept getting like King Soopers advertisements. Look at that. I can get this. I don't know how to get rid of those advertisements. But you can click on this link and it brings you to the Statistics Calculator, which does some cool stuff. I'm going to just generate an example to show you what this thing does, okay? So what it does, here's an example of some data, okay? And you can find the equation of the regression line. We don't want to go through that table every single time because it's a huge pain in the neck, and technology can do it for you, okay? So we can find the correlation coefficient. You click on this. If this is your two sets of data, and then you compute, and it shows you, okay, here's my sets of data in a table, and here's my correlation coefficient for that set of data, meaning there's a very strong positive correlation. The other thing you can do with this, which is pretty cool, this is on the King Soopers, only $3.99. Better go shopping now, okay? I don't know why it keeps doing that. You can find the equation of the regression line. And so we saw that complicated equation for the regression line where you have to do the sum of the x, y's, and sum of the x's, and you have to use that formula. But we're just going to do this one, and we're going to click on this. You can hit show me an explanation if you want to see all the data. But if I compute, it just basically gives you the equation of the regression line based on this data. Okay? So what does this represent in the regression line? What does this represent?
B.
This is B. So this is like your y-intercept, okay? This is B, and this is M, which is your slope, okay? So here it's, right, if I continued this, do you see how it would go through? It should go through, well, it should go through negative 5.6 it doesn't exactly see, oh, maybe it, oh yeah, it would continue through maybe 5.6. I guess so, if I continued it this way. But here is that regression line based on that. So now what we're going to do, you're going to go to this calculator on my Schoology page, and you are going to put in, okay, we're going to go back, and you guys are going to put in the data that in here, okay, we're going to use data, you could use a data grid, so you can put it in as X and Y and do that. But we don't need to generate an example. We're going to go back. Where'd it go? And you guys are going to put your numbers in here from that table, okay? So in the X, time to memorize, and in the Y, short-term memory score. Go ahead, do it. Okay. Do you guys get it? Yes? No? So how do I clear this? First I have to clear. You don't have to use data grid, you could just put it into here. You can delete all that stuff. And so, in for the X's, I'm going to put in my X values, my 1, 2, 3, 4, no, 1, 1, 2, 3, not the student number, but the time to memorize. So in here is going to go 1, comma, 1, comma, 2, comma, 3. Are you guys there? Able to get there? Yes? Take your headphones out of your ear, please, Julia. I'm done with it. I can't have you get off your cell phones because some of you are using it for Schoology, right? Okay, but, you know, you don't need to be listening to music while I'm teaching you math. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3.
So where is it?
It's under today's assignments. The other thing, let me see if I could do this.